नात्यश्नतस्तु योगो अस्ति न चैकांत मनश्नतः न चाति स्वप्नशीलस्य जाग्रतो नैव चार्जुन. Hello friends, this is the 16th shlok of the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says, Natyashnatastu yogo asti, which means who eats too much is not a yogi. Na chaikanta manashnatah, which means nor only the one who does not eat. Na chati swapna shilasya, which means and nor the one who sleeps much. Jagrato neva charjuna, which means and nor the one who is awake, O Arjun. So in this shlok, Shri Krishna is describing that the yoga is never in a conduct which goes into the excess of anything. So he is saying that a yogi is not the one who eats too much, and he is also not the one who does not eat at all. He is not the one who sleeps too much, and he is also not the one who is awake a lot. So basically what he's saying is that anybody who does anything in excess, he is not the one who is a yogi. So here he has first pointed out about eating, and he has said that the one who eats a lot is not a yogi, but also the one who does not eat is also not a yogi. And so he is clearly saying that a person who fasts too much, who basically just goes in the direction where he stops eating completely, that is a yogi. Because there is a conception in India that a person who is a yogi, he basically stops eating. So, he starts starving himself, and by starving, he becomes a yogi. So, here Sri Krishna is clearly saying that if you stop eating completely, then of course you're not a yogi. Yeah, I mean, you should control your diet. Definitely, you should control your diet. But if you do an excess of it, if you just completely stop eating it, then that is not yoga, is what he's saying. Similarly, he says that a person who is sleeping a lot is not a yogi, and a person who is awake a lot is also not a yogi. So here you can also say that a person who is all the time sitting in meditation, who is all the time doing it, is also not a yogi, and a person who is not really sitting in meditation for a lot of time, that also is not a yogi. So you have to have a balance, and there's a deeper message over here that we should understand, that we talk about good conduct. We say, okay, something is a good conduct, and yes, of course it is a good conduct, but when you take that good conduct to its extreme, then also it becomes a problem. So for example, you should say that killing others is not a good conduct, you can say. Now that will basically mean that not killing others is a good conduct then. But the thing is that if you take this to an extreme and you say that I will not kill anyone no matter what, then that becomes a problem also. There are a lot of criminals who live in a society, and if a society decides that we are not going to kill anybody, we're not going to kill anyone, then of course then these people who are criminals, they will have a free hand and they will run amok in a society, and this way the society is going to drop into chaos. Similarly, you can say that tolerance is a good thing. Someone can say that tolerance is a good thing, and this is a good conduct. But now if you take this conduct to an extreme and you say we are going to tolerate everything, then you have to tolerate everything. The criminal activity also has to be tolerated in that situation. You have to tolerate intolerance also. And so what will happen is that if you'll start tolerating everything, then eventually the intolerant will be the one who will become the one in control, and the society will drop into chaos. So this is something that we have to understand, that a good conduct is a good conduct only when it is performed in moderation. Anything which is taken to an extreme will automatically become a bad conduct. And so Shri Krishna over here indirectly is saying that a yogi is the one who stays in moderation, and this is exactly what he'll say in the next shlok. So moderation is basically yoga, and any activity which is performed in moderation is something which will basically take you up, which will take a society up, which will take an individual up, which will take a person closer and closer to divinity. And this is something which has been mentioned in all different cultures and civilizations. So he'll talk more about it in next slok, and we'll discuss it over there. I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you. With that, I will close this video. I will see you all in the next video. Take care.